Hello everyone and welcome to our new releases video for what I'm going to call week 1 because it's the first week of the year and that's actually how the forms that get sent to us for the new games sound.
No, they say week 0, don't they?
No, it's week 1.
Oh.
It's week 1. So this is the week 1, January 1st to January 8th, I guess. That's going to be a lot harder to do as the weeks go on. We have some new games to show you. We have quite a lot of new games to show you. We thought it was going to be quiet.
Yeah, I really did. I thought being it's just after Christmas, who would release a game just after Christmas?
And apparently everyone does that because that's how the board game industry functions. So lots of new games out. Perhaps you have money from Christmas that you wanted to spend on new games. Perhaps someone bought you a game that you've returned and now you have store credit and you want to buy one of these.
Or perhaps you got given Monopoly and now we'll see the games you could have got instead.
Yes, much better games, we assume. We haven't played any of these. Eventually they will be in the Play Up List Cafe when we get through them in here in the office. We don't know a lot about them. This isn't a review of anything. No. This is just us talking about what we vaguely understand. I'm going to go first with The Master's Trials Wrath of Magmaroth. Kind of a mouthful. Daniel, you want to open that up?
I don't know if I did with this.
So inside you are going to find lots of dice. You want to just... Yeah, but don't do that because we need to pick these up afterwards.
What?
So it's a dice, crafting game, dice crafting, you've heard of that term? You've played Dice Forge, haven't you?
Oh, is it similar to Dice Forge?
I don't know.
No, because there's just dice.
There's just dice. You're going to be playing against... You're these elemental guys, and it's a very elemental themed game. You're going to be fighting this big guy called Magmaroth, who's kind of a volcano. Oh, you're in a volcano? Something like that. There's a lot
Volcanoes are involved.
There's a lot of elements going on, and you're trying to kill this guy before your volcano explodes, which, as far as board game themes go, is pretty cool. You know, most of them are about trains.
Yeah, so. I mean, it looks good. I like the board. It looks like good quality. Solid
components. Interesting looking game. I don't know. It's apparently... The key mechanic is based on a game called Dice Town. I've not played Dice Town. You've not played Dice Town. But if you have...
Don't assume the games I've played.
I know you haven't. But if you have, listeners, viewers, subscribers, then that might be a good reason to buy it or not if you like that game, because I think the main core stuff is pretty similar. But obviously the theme is significantly different.
It is. It's
also the biggest game we have.
It is the biggest game.
Biggest game. Start with the biggest game.
So I'm going to be looking at Time Baron, and Time Baron's initially, got to be honest, I looked at it and it just did not appeal to me.
The box is not turning me on.
The box is not turning on. I think the theme may, however. So you're like a immortal Illuminati style figure.
Yep.
And what you have to try to do is gain followers and use your followers to sort of do your bidding against everyone else. So you're the one supreme leader of the human race, the puppet master.
You know how I am with these.
I know, and I haven't undone them. I can.
So it was a print and play game that's been around for ages that has now a proper edition released.
And yeah, the theme appeals to me. The art is interesting. Actually, the art's done by a guy who used to make some cool freeware titles.
I am. I like the art. It's like two-tone style. Which
I think it looks sort of like an 80s computer game vibe.
Yeah, well, it has a computer vibe because it's got two colours in each colour, right, which is nice. Hold on. Let me just have a look through these. You say it was made by a guy that made some freeware games. Yes. What Daniel means is he played one of his freeware games a long time ago. He's actually made Spelunky, which is a very, very, very popular indie video game.
Yes.
So this is a very big name designer, I guess, really.
Yeah, Derek Yu and John Perry.
And it's not... The funny thing about this, there's not any fuss made about this. It's not like from the designer of Spelunky or anything.
No.
I find that quite strange, like considering how well... I knew him by name when you said it was this guy.
So I knew him by name from a game I used to play on Underground Gamer.
How complex do you think it's going to be? I'm assuming not that.
So they describe it as having the pacing of a competitive computer game.
That means absolutely nothing to me. So, I mean, we can play Battlegrounds for 2 hours and...
I'm guessing it's quite fast-paced.
Okay.
And I'm guessing it's relatively simple.
All right.
But I don't know.
I'm going to go into this one now, quickly. Just a quick one. This is Blank, Marry or Kill. It's a party game.
Yay.
So, when we first saw this, we were thinking, that's a bit of a cop-out. Why not just call it Marry, Kill and get it over with?
Yeah.
But they didn't. But the reason for that is that it isn't always about having the sex. You can actually choose different types of things. So that one of them I think will always be marry and always kill, I think. Don't quote me on that. And then one of them could be something like work a farm with, or have a drag race against, or eat.
So what are some of the sort of...
and then there's loads of different cards. So these are the people down. So have a look at those.
So you've got a giraffe.
So they're not all... One of the things I don't like about these sorts of games is they talk about celebrities. And I sit there and play with Ben, who sometimes is in these
would
videos.
like this one. Spider-Man,
yeah.
Spider-Man.
It's okay, because I know who Spider-Man is. And I know who Angelina Jolie is. But when they start talking about like actual actors that aren't Bruce Willis...
To be fair, going through these, Steve Jobs, Puppy, Batman, Kim Jong-un, Harry Potter, Anne Frank, John Wick.
They're more characters than they are actors, so it's a bit more fun. And the really cool thing, I'm not entirely sure how this works yet, is you get these. So other players get to adjust the stuff. So let's say you get a card and you have to marry like Angelina Jolie, right? That's an obvious pick, yeah? If I asked you who you would marry between Angelina Jolie and a giraffe, what would you say?
Giraffe, 100%.
But then other players get to add stuff to it, and these I'll let you see these for the camera. There are things like sunlight kills them. That's an easy one, or
power drives every senior citizen.
So that they can be flaws or they can be advantages, and the other players get to like put these down. And then
what about you? Talks only about themselves.
I don't do that. It's not very nice. I already I got a YouTube comment saying how I was the best character.
Because Rebecca begged for people to give you nice feedback.
They did say character, and I am actually a real person, but that's not too bad. So yeah, I think this actually has potential to be really good.
What I'm really excited about is it's not just another generic
4-card party game that you could have just made up by yourself. So we might get around to that one as it's a party game, easy to do, easy to play and check out.
Jump cuts, I don't like them. See, that's playing with the fact, although it's been a couple of minutes since we did that, people feel like it. Anyway, my next game is Statecraft. Now, Statecraft is a game that I've been excited for a very long time. I don't know why, but political themes do excite me. And we got to see this last year at UK Games Expo. We tried to buy it, but they wouldn't let us.
Yeah, along with Subterra, we tried to buy both of these games from ITB, and they were like, yeah, sure, come back on Sunday. And we were like, no, thank you, we are here on Thursday. So they wouldn't let us have no idea why. I guess they were taking orders or something.
But we now have it. We now have a copy of Statecraft. Now, Statecraft is a game where you're sort of dropped into a world of political crisis. I don't know why they couldn't just use the actual world for
we are in, yes.
But in these worlds, which are randomly generated, so you have different scenarios which give you different political types, and you have different effects that happen in each world. You'll then have to try to gain the most followers. Once again, second game of mine, we had to gain followers, and try to obviously be in control. Really don't know too much about it.
So this one, I've been following it because we did like this game at the expo. People are saying that it's people are really mixed about it actually.
Yeah.
On Board Game Geek, it's like got a score of like 6.5, and like half of those are 9s and half of those are 2s. So this is going to be really interesting.
Any game that has a political background may be slightly controversial.
Maybe. When you say like, oh, why isn't it set in like our world and stuff? One would maybe assume that like when we've done stuff that's set in our world for the cafe, and it's been about like Trump and stuff, it just sort of depresses everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, so maybe it depresses everyone more than ever goes.
Yeah, maybe that's what it's trying to avoid.
So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Very nice design. Not so much art. The art's okay. But
it reminds me of the video game Diplomacy.
Yes, it does remind me of
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
It's very similar to the video game Diplomacy in art style. Whether that's just a simple way of doing it, I don't know. But the rules look easy enough as well. I think this is a game we'll probably play first. I think it's a game that I know we would enjoy.
Yes.
Whether Jamie, do you reckon you would like it?
It looks great. I want to play it now.
Well, you have to sit there and do video recording. Record.
The artwork.
I mean, I want to put the rest of the game away. That's right.
Yes.
You think the artwork's amazing?
I think the artwork looks so cool.
Oh, nice. Well, all right.
I'm surprised you guys were not.
I think it's good. I just think the design is better, and I wanted to make clear that I was talking about the design.
Okay.
Do you want to do another game now?
I'd love to do another game. I'm just going to let Jamie get over there. We need 2 Jamies. We should clone them.
Oh God, can you imagine ego that would drip from this
They'd
room?
both start kissing, wouldn't they?
They would.
If you cloned Jamie, that is all they would do, is just start kissing each other.
Absolutely.
I think we'd both be fully aware that we are the same person. We'd have like the same goals.
Yeah, you just...
We'd be like evil twins.
His goals is world domination.
And his goals is to annoy you, Dan. That's all he ever says to me.
Success.
Okay. Next game from me.
Okay.
Who knows what it's called? Oh, here it is. It's called In Between.
That is a really stupid box.
Quick round about the box. I work in a shop, or I own a cafe, I don't work in it, sorry. that has board games for sale, and when you go to buy a game, you tend to not to know what it's about, and this box is ridiculous. It's pretty, I'll give it that, but it has no information on it at all. So I will give you the information. It is a game about Stranger Things.
It definitely is Stranger Things.
So let me ask you, like, you might say, oh, that's not fair. It's just because it's set in small town America about monsters, and there is a town, and the town also has like a parallel universe version of that town that's all dirty and grimy, like Silent Hill style. You might think that's not completely ripping them off, right? So you might think, okay, well the upside down in this game is called the In-Between.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Guess what the town's called?
Oh no, what is it called?
The town is called. Let me have a look here.
Strange Town?
I forgot. I thought I had it on my notes.
Well, wait a minute, we can get Jamie to put it on.
Yeah.
And now I'll do a reaction to it.
It is.
Wow,
it's called Upside Downville.
No.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking through these cards. A lot of them are just direct scenes from
this is
Stranger Things.
There is.
I mean, the entrapment one there.
Yeah, it's full on. It's full on.
To be fair, if you like Stranger Things, you don't have much choice at the moment.
No, exactly. I have no
I'm
problem
not going
with this.
against them for doing it.
I'm not attacking them for this. Like, everyone wants the Stranger Things game. Apparently, this one is really good. It's about balancing when you take monsters, try to control the monsters and have this on the board. I only got this game when we were looking at the list that we have to buy because I saw Man vs. Meeple do a review on it. So they really enjoyed it.
Sorry, but aren't they pretty much the silhouettes of the actual cast?
Yes, but I reckon they had a lot of consultation with lawyers about how much they could rip it off. But as long as the game's good, I don't mind. Danny's right, because what Stranger Things game have been announced? Another version of Monopoly.
Yeah.
An Ego game, which is just a rip-off of another game, whose name I forget. Like, we're not going to get a good Stranger Things game, so I'd rather this be it. So we'll check this one out.
I really am digging the art style, though.
The artwork is really nice, isn't it?
It's got a very, I'd say it's like a painted Walking Dead style.
Yeah.
No, fantastic. I actually look forward to playing it.
Me too.
I'll give them some for ripping stuff off. But
I think that's fair.
But who wouldn't? Oh, now I want to watch Stranger Things.
We've already seen it all done.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Lots of baggies.
Yeah.
I like baggies.
Significant amounts, in fact, for the amount of content in the box.
Okay, are you ready for sheer absolute depth?
Depth. Yes,
Yeah.
I am ready for depth.
I present to you Nightmare Forest Utter Terror.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to you unboxed. Try to take your time.
I reckon that I can open it. If these cards are sealed, though.
They are sealed.
Oh, no. This will take a while.
So this is a game for 2 players in which you are trying as aliens to abduct cows. It's that simple, really. It's preliminary.
Primarily.
I was going to let him keep going for a while.
It's a memory focused game, so you have to try to remember where things have been placed, along with a level of bluffing, so you have to try to convince others that others are placed elsewhere.
Okay.
It's an incredibly simple game, but it's not an expensive game. It's a fun theme, and I give it a try.
It might not be bad. There are order limits when you buy all these games in bulk like we do from wholesale. You do have to have a minimum order limit. And we're not saying we bought this game to make sure that we had the minimum order limit, but that could happen.
I mean,
there's only like 4 pieces of art on them. So.
Yeah, it's not a huge amount.
But maybe it's cool. These cool little games can sometimes be really, really good. And they can sometimes break up. Like, even if you're just having a board game night, not even for a starter, but just for something like 5 minutes while other people might be going to the shops or something. These ones can be really cool. I'm not sure we're going to get a video out on it, but it can be cool.
We do have an hour-long video coming on it.
Oh, great. This is an hour-long playthrough of you, just by yourself, playing all the other players.
Yes.
In a cow costume?
How do you know I've got that costume?
Yummy World Party at Picnic Palace. We bought this for 2 reasons. 1, looks actually like quite a decent set collection game. 2, I really want Ben to review this. Ben really likes games like Doom and Blood Rage. So we thought Yummy World might be a good one for him.
So it's Yummy World Party at Picnic Palace.
So I'm not going to talk too much about it. Basically, it's a set collection game. I don't think it does a huge amount of things different from a game like Sushi Go. But if you thought about getting Sushi Go but wanted a more sort of child-appealing sort of deal.
Child-appealing, mate. It's me-appealing.
Or cuteness. Then this might be for you. Sushi is not the most appealing thing in the world for some people.
Sassy. I'm assuming the trademark thing is a joke.
Where?
The name being trademarked.
I assume that it must be a joke, yes.
Or is this a license we just don't know about?
Maybe it's a license. Maybe that's the thing. If it's a license, then good on them, I guess. Yeah. Either it's a joke or they all license things.
Baron von Bacon.
As I'm not into the whole sort of cute food talking to me genre, I wouldn't have known that.
You're not into that genre?
I'm not into that genre, no. So it could be cool. The actual fruity, sweets with faces, what do you think of?
Sweets with faces?
Adventure Time, right? You think of Adventure Time?
No, I don't.
You've not watched Adventure Time?
Oh, I have. I don't think of Adventure Time.
Why not?
I think of sheer terror. Sweets with faces.
Well, not in real life. I mean, cartoon sweets with faces. So I don't know what's going to go on with this one. It will be a Rebecca game if we do it, a Rebecca and Ben game. It needs to be a bit more different from Sushi Go for us to say whether it be good or not. But who knows?
Right, I am going to now then move on to... So, I'll pretense this with I'm not very good at saying words.
Okay.
So...
Here goes.
We got Favelas.
Favela.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's favela.
It is favela.
That would be Spanish or Mexican.
Well, I did a tiny bit of research to start with, and the research didn't cover how to say words.
No, you could use the Google lady who's like, favela.
So you're in Rio de Janeiro, and you have got various slums that you're trying...
Full games!
So I think they don't mention them as slums, but they are slums that you're trying to upgrade and modernise. And to do this beautification, you need to make sure you're following the council guidelines.
Yay! No, actually, this looks really nice.
It looks really nice. It's really good quality as well. I think the boards are quite nice and thick. It's about ensuring there's quite a lot of ability to...
So it's like
affect other players as well, okay. Because you'll be trying to keep an eye on what other players have down and trying to react on that, and the sort of the worth of each colour will change dynamically as the game goes on.
Rules are super short; they look pretty clear.
Yeah, big font is always a good sign.
Nice big font.
It looks really simple. I'm not sure you would be able to say, hey, have a game about the beautification of Rio de Janeiro via council-permitted progress.
I guess that's why they gave it a title, though, Dan.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you were meant to play that anyway, because no one would understand what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, kind of interested in this one. I mean, it's just cubes, so I don't know how good it is, but...
I like cubes.
Could be alright.
I can eat cubes.
Oh, sorry, it's my go.
It's your go.
That's good, because I picked up Untold, Adventures Await.
I see Rory Story Cubes.
Yes, as you can see here, it says powered by, which is cool, Rory Story Cubes. So if you've not played Rory Story Cubes, they are basically dice that you throw, and then there are different icons on them, and you use the icons on the dice to make up a story.
Heavy game.
It's a very popular family game. We've sold a ton of it in the cafe. And this is sort of like a bigger game designed around that concept. So you're going to be using the dice to sort of help you create a narrative adventure. So I'm imagining something a bit like really, really, really light D&D.
Paper pads. Weren't expecting paper pads.
Big, thick old paper pads. Yeah. You get to make characters that get different abilities. We recently played and did a playthrough of the first part of Dragonholt, which none of us were really, really big on. Even though we do like these narrative games, we love time stories. So we're hoping that this is going to be a sort of a mix of open narrative with a bit more of our own choices, because the thing about Dragonholt, not enough choice for us. This could work really well. So we're definitely going to be doing a sort of play run-through video of this when you set this
up. I don't remember off the top of my heart, but I'm guessing this is not a cheap game.
This is one of the more expensive ones.
The components are really, really nice. Story cubes are always really nice.
These are heavy dice. Really big.
But even if you probably haven't looked at it either, but look at the nice little
holes for things. I like a good hole for things.
I'm really excited about this. Which, if you not told me I would be excited by a Rory Story Cube thing,
I wouldn't sit down and play Rory Story Cubes because it's kind of a family thing. I think,
yeah.
But this is a bit more.
I think you can definitely play this with a wide range of people,
adults.
We're
going to find out because we're going to have a video on it soon.
We are.
Do you want me to put it that way?
No, I'm doing fine.
Yeah, it's very
I can tell you a story as I'm putting it away.
Okay.
The city slowly closed at night, and the manual went back in, and then the box went back in, and then that was the end of the story.
It's not very good.
No.
You're going to be rude about this game because you don't like dungeons or drafting.
Yeah, it's funny why I got it. Right, so I got another game, Rob.
Yes.
And it is called Dungeon Draft, and this is a game in which you're in a dungeon and you draft cards. It's relatively standard card drafting. There is like a community pool of cards that you have to try to get from first of all, which makes it slightly different. There isn't a huge amount really to say about it. There's a couple of things that immediately annoy me.
Here we go.
Okay. So, Jamie Camber, why do card drafting games, especially this one, put their freaking company logo giantly on the cards, each card?
Yeah, I do.
I paid for the game!
Daniel was a petty man, but my opinion on this is the same. When you have paid £20 for a game, maybe £15 to £20 for this, you pay to own the game and it's yours. You don't need your publisher logo on every single card. It ruins the artwork.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game by Upper Deck, who also more probably famously done the legendary series of card drafting games. So, etc. So they got some credence. Credence is not the right word. They got some credit
and those are popular games. I've not played any of them actually, but they are popular. Certainly popular enough to make different versions of them. I like most of the artwork. I guess I like the artwork more for the sort of weapons and swords than for the people. But it could be
nice, bright, vivid colours.
I think it could be good. I'm a big fan of dungeon themes. You're not.
No.
So I'm probably slightly more excited about this than you are. Okay, so this is Empires, last game of the video. Not sure about this one.
Hey, it's WizKids again.
So the two things that I dislike in board games, kind of heavy Euros and really, really boring themes.
Can I have a look?
And, the most boring theme, of course, is anything with a king in it to me. Ominous noises. But, having said that...
That is a ton of meeples!
Well, yeah, that is a lot of meeples. If you're ever running out of meeples, just buy this box. There are some cool things that I've been looking up about it. So one of them is, it's not actually a Euro, really. It's a, what are you doing?
It smells like bacon. It smells like bacon.
Oh my God.
What?
Jimmy, smell
you're
this.
vegetarian.
No.
Is it?
Smell the box.
Go away.
Smell the box, man. It really does.
Why does it smell
Smelling
like
a box
bacon?
does not make you not a
I'm
vegetarian.
technically smelling a box, not a pig. That smells like bacon.
Why
Continue.
does it smell like bacon?
Normally he exaggerates these smell things,
It
but
smells like smoky bacon crisps.
Yes,
So like
Fazzles.
fake.
yeah, fake bacon.
Okay, so what we determined, if you like meatballs and bacon, this is the game for you.
Yeah, so unclear. It is definitely still a Euro sort of game, but it has a lot of negotiation and
Oh, I like
auction
negotiation.
and bidding. So actually,
These
this might turn
cards
into a
are
game
too
like
small.
Power Grid, where we thought we wouldn't like it, and then we really did like it. Having said that, though, there's just a lot here that it doesn't jump out at me at all personally. Just
The
like the
cards
fact
are
that
so small.
all the artwork on the cards is just these heraldic shields sort of things.
Where's England?
So there's no other. England is called Great Britain,
Sorry, yes.
and it is in there.
England.
Maybe it will be a surprise one, and I shouldn't turn off games just because of the theme. It's just the
You
fact
like
that-
Age of Empires?
I like Age of Empires, which is nothing like this at all.
But it has part of the title in it.
The manual isn't too big, and it's actually quite nice big text. It shouldn't be too hard to learn it. If we do get round to it, maybe I will be surprised. Could you stop sniffing?
Well then.
They just smell like manufactured pieces. But that did smell like bacon. So if you're ever hungry and can't find any bacon but want to spend £40 on a game that smells like it, this is a good choice.
Did it come in bag? It did come in baggies.
Yeah, it's got a lot
I can't
of
put
baggies.
this back without putting these in there.
Okay,
So
just slowly watch you do that then. That was the last game though. So that's the end of a kind of a long video actually.
yeah.
The cool thing about this one though is most of these games are not expensive. With the
No, we
exception
were
of-
really surprised. I mean, we have a minimum order with our suppliers, you said earlier. And usually we get sort of the games that appeal to us that are new out that week.
Yeah.
This week we kind of had to get everything.
We kind of got a lot of stuff, which is why we ended up with some quite strange ones.
But I think that's exciting.
That is cool because what that means is, oh no, it's not shouting at all. What that means is that a lot of these games are not very expensive at all, which is nice after quite a few weeks last year. That
Even Art of Terror. Even Art of Terror.
To give it credit, it's like £2. So there we go.
There we go.
Thank you very. Oh, sorry. What are you going to do? I heard you breathe in.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tell Robert how wonderful he is because he needs the ego
Yes,
boost.
but remember that I'm not a character, but a real human person.
No, you're all figments of my imagination.
That would be creepy. It'd be like Fight Club, but much more boring. And without an attractive.
I've not seen
character.
Fight Club. Alright, that's gone over the top of my head. We will be back later next week
Well, this will be back next week.
We might be back this week.
Very soon.
I don't know what time it is, so Jamie will probably run off home instead of editing it.
We do have at least one video review coming up very soon.
Yes.
Goodbye.